Hey everyone, Team Amasian over here, aka Kaori, Takee, and
Ann Campea.
today we are going to talk about Harry Potter World. Just kidding, no, we're not.
Slytherin.
Gryffindor.
Scary.
Anyway, I am 90% Gryffindor. How sad is my life that I am that boring?
But you guys are number one and all of the stuff, so
we're like the jocks, you know?
Yes.
And then you
Popular
guys are
ones.
like the secretly better ones.
The misfits.
Like the altruistic ones that will die for honor and look bad and not care. That's like the roughest thing ever.
And they're naughty, though.
And
Some of them are
fine.
naughty.
Yeah, so are some Gryffindors, you know? But anyway, this is not about Harry Potter.
Oh, I thought it was.
we are going to vlog our Harry Potter outing shortly, and you can see that later on. But today we are going to talk about Season 2 of The Crown.
Yeah.
So a little backstory, if you don't know, Anne and I have like an affinity for the royals and anything royal. I think it's an American thing more than a British thing, to be honest with you.
We suspect people from the UK are just like, what?
Yeah.
Why do you guys love the royal family so much?
Yeah. They're probably like our Kardashians or something.
True.
And my guess. But anyway, so we're going to talk about The Crown. We're going to give you some of the negatives, some of the positives, and some of the crazy things that we think went down. And let's think positive, and let's think about some of the good things about this.
Okay, well, obviously, I love that The Crown even got a season 2. I'm glad that people are watching the show. What I loved about this season is that they, dove into more than just Elizabeth, right? They kind of went into Philip's backstory. They went into Margaret's backstory. So we got a little bit of flavor from any other people rather than Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Which also kind of goes into my negatives too, but I'll talk about that when we get
there.
Yes. But I think overall as a season, I think for this part of Elizabeth's life, they chose the right moments to focus on, and I thought it was a very good season.
Oh yeah, you were the one telling me that should they, or if they're renewed for season 3, they're going to change actresses because of the age, right?
Yeah, which it sucks because I love Claire Foy in this role. I think she's great as Queen Elizabeth.
I think all of them are just incredible.
Yeah, agreed.
Like Princess Margaret, oh my gosh. Like I can't believe she didn't get nominated. I don't think she got nominated. I know Claire Foy did.
Yes, and won last year.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think about it?
I thought overall it was a good season, and I like that they did touch a little more on the people surrounding her and supporting her. But it does make me feel very invested when I start, after watching so many biographies and documentaries, and you start seeing like different sides. From Charles being like this utter dick to, I feel really bad for Charles.
I know.
Like really bad. Like his dad was not the nicest guy.
No.
And then they make Philip look really bad.
Yeah. This season in particular.
Really bad, and I don't know if that's maybe I'm going to negatives there, but it just made me like, kind of like, oh my God, this really happened. And I started going online and looking to see, and of course there's no like set foundation or confirmation of any of these things.
Yeah, I think what The Crown does really well is they take moments in history, maybe they focus on like a letter a real letter that existed, and then create a whole episode or story of it. I mean, how much to say of The Crown is true to life? To your point, I don't think we'll ever know. But it is fun to imagine that this is how Elizabeth and Philip lived their lives when they were that age.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see how much Elizabeth grew from season 1 to being a ruler for quite some time.
True.
And watching her go through her pregnancies, for Edward and Andrew, I believe. All of those things. I mean, as dramatized as this show is, there are a lot of also historical things that have in fact happened, like the battle that costed the prime minister his role.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, that's a great point, because and then at the end of each episode, normally they'll kind of have a synopsis of what really happened, which is nice. To your point, we're learning something new about the history.
Yes. And also her uncle, how he had like something to do.
Oh,
with
yes.
with Hitler. And
So
he was kind of
yes.
side of the Nazis.
The ex-king, David.
Yes.
That episode where, so spoilers, obviously. Hopefully you guys have seen.
Oh, yeah, spoilers.
This season. Yes, that episode that focused on David and wanting to come back into the country, and, it resulted in Elizabeth finally, getting all the details about that, and then deciding that he would not be allowed to enter was like, oh shit. Mm-hmm. Like, he thought he had her, he thought he had her to the point where she would say, welcome back, but nope, didn't happen.
He almost did, and then all that went down. And they do make him look kind of conniving in some sense, because he's all ass-kissy, and then he's like, oh god, Shirley Temple,
yeah. And then it's just like, it got me thinking, like, in real life, if he ended up staying king, how different a world we might be living in.
It would have been so different.
Yeah, so many things that happened during that period of time.
Yes.
Where he, steps away from the throne, like, and David's mindset was completely different than his brothers.
Mm-hmm. Completely. Actually, I was watching I don't know if you saw it, the Nazi King documentary, which is about him and his relation, and then even his divorcee wife, and how she had an affair with, like, the Nazi party. Like,
so intriguing.
A lot going on.
And speaking of affairs, there are several affairs that happen in this show, in this season in particular.
Oh, yeah.
It seemed like every single person that was in the show was having an affair.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, I think it was just like a thing. And then also to watch Margaret be kind of, growing, like, she is so, she's so hell-bent on being the modern woman.
Yes.
But I love their relationship, because Elizabeth kind of treats her like, you're just ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. And I love the sisters' relationship, and then I love Margaret's relationship with Philip as well. Because I think at the end of the day, Philip still sees Margaret as, like a kind of like a sweet sister. And so even when she's in her follies and she's doing some crazy stuff, he laughs about it. Like, he makes a joke about it.
Yeah.
Because it's Margaret, and that's just the way she is.
But this does seem like she's doing things for all the wrong reasons, and it is tragic that the one person she really loved, like her sister's like, you can't do it.
Yes, and then it was heartbreaking for her to get that letter, and for him to, come out to her that he had met another woman and was in love with another woman. Like, how heartbreaking for her.
Yeah. I mean, all these facets that the Crown gets to show us, although dramatized, it's just fascinating stuff.
And not so dramatized, though. This is the part I really want to talk about, because we haven't talked about it yet.
Yeah.
Is the photographer that Margaret marries.
Yeah.
Did you have any thoughts on that?
I don't like that man, but they really did marry.
Yes. So I went out, like, after that episode, I was fascinated, because it just seemed like such a quick marriage, and they both kind of fell into it for the wrong reasons, right? Mm-hmm. And to your point, they really were married. They married for quite some time, like over 10 years, I think they stayed married.
10 years. But they were, openly doing things.
So all that they said in the show about the photographer, like having the threesome and like having several other relationships, according to online stories, is all real.
With like Jackie Chan. I'm like, is that really her name? And I actually looked it up. I couldn't find anything.
Yeah. So, I mean... But he really did, he really did have that threesome with that couple. Yep. And then she ends up being pregnant in real life. Mm-hmm. She ends up having the baby. And in real life, they end up finding out years later that she is his child. So all of these things that the Crown presents in that story was so fascinating to me. Yeah, and which makes me wonder how real is the Prince Philip and his infidelities. Yeah. I mean, I think the palace has denied it or just stayed mum on it. Yeah. But it does make me wonder how much did Queen Elizabeth kind of suck up because he is her supporting, like, number one supporter. Yes. In real life, so. They've been married for a very long time now, so. Really long time. Whatever agreement they had between each other at the time, like, obviously it worked. Yeah. That one episode, I guess we're just talking now, right? Positive, negatives all in one. That one episode with Prince Charles going to school where he hated. Yeah. It
made me feel so sad for real life Prince Charles. It made me think, man, he was groomed and constantly told, you are heir to the throne, you're next in line. And now in his like 60s, 70s, no one wants him to be king.
I know. It's just his whole
life. It just like sucks.
It does. I mean, there's one moment in particular that stands out to me in the season, and that's Charles is probably about 3. And Philip's about to go on his long trip. And I think it's like episode 1 or 2. And they go on the plane to say goodbye to him. And the first thing Charles does is he sticks out his hand to shake his father's hand. And so it just kind of, that moment just tells you like that Charles basically never had a childhood. He, to your point, was always groomed to be king. So all the mannerisms, everything he was taught was like this formality. And they even touch upon the fact that like even Elizabeth doesn't really understand how to love her child because
they bring that up.
He's the future king, so it's like she sees him as that, or she sees him as his son. It's like there's a conflict there.
And to her, going on her side, based on the show itself, she did try to bring him back to Windsor and bring him back to a school that he would be more happier set in. But then her husband's argument won, and it sucks because then you see like that epilogue or whatever you call it, the end where he's like he went for the rest of his 4 years and it was the worst of his life. His kids didn't go there. It's like, man, that sucks. You know, everything was just, he had a really hard life, and then there's no fruition yet 7 years later.
I know. In real life, it's the same.
It just makes me feel bad for him.
Maybe now in real life, married to Camilla, that's where he wanted to be anyway. So
maybe,
who knows?
I think he wants to be king. He's like, look, I put in 7 years of my life. I need to be king. You know? Could you imagine? Like I don't know.
Even for like a day.
Even for a day.
He'll get to the coronation, which is supposed to be like how many days after, the queen passes, and then he'll just say, okay, I'm good. I was king for a day.
How does it feel like now hearing on the news, my son is more wanted as king than I am? It's Charles. Like, poor Charles. But anyway, so anything else to touch up on The Crown other than we love the show overall?
I would say, so I was going to say my negatives were that they did go into other people's stories. It's negative and positive because at first when I was watching Margaret's story, I didn't quite like it. But then I got very intrigued by the whole relationship with the photographer, which then turned me on to the story.
Yeah.
But I think the whole point of this is that I really enjoyed season 1 because it really did focus on Elizabeth.
Yeah.
And
you missed that?
Yes, I do miss that in this season. I feel like I didn't get enough Elizabeth because obviously they had to kind of delve into the other stories.
This is a really small thing, and it just bothered me in a very like twitchy kind of way, but it's totally doesn't take away from her performance, and it actually probably makes her performance better than the most part. She started talking more like with like cotton balls in her mouth.
You noticed it too?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But I feel like, isn't that like a character thing?
Yeah.
Character study? Like, because doesn't Elizabeth talk like that?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Because in season 1, it wasn't like that at all. And then towards the end, I was like,
yes.
I was like, what is happening?
Yes. That's funny. You noticed it too.
That's funny.
I think that's maybe Claire Foy's portrayal of getting older.
Yeah.
Like her voice getting older too. But yeah, I can see how that could bother you.
Yeah. Well, from season 1 to this season, we do see Elizabeth like kind of transform and kind of trying to take control, especially when Jackie O comes by and she's like, "Oh hell no!"
Yeah, that was a good episode.
That was a fun episode. Yeah. I think I was really disappointed with Dexter's performance.
Same.
Like, what was that?
I don't know.
He wasn't. No, like you just picked him because he was Dexter, not because he was like fit for the role. You know?
Agreed.
But Jackie O was pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought she looked great. I thought the portrayal was fantastic. The interaction was really good too. I didn't think they would focus on Jackie O and Elizabeth's relationship. So
which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it was nice to see that.
I looked at after that episode. I kind of like Googled like what was their relationship like, and you actually saw Queen Elizabeth wearing that dress that Claire Foy's wearing.
Yeah.
They like replicate dresses.
See, so
and
good.
It's pretty cool. Like I know like Princess Margaret's wedding dress was replicated as well.
Wow.
So kudos to that for them.
Yes, agreed. That's really cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, anything else?
I don't know. You got anything?
No, I mean, I guess if we do, we'll bring it up in some other video.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you guys for stopping over, and don't forget to check out Team Amasian at Twitter as well as Instagram. And also, Anne, where can people find you?
You guys can follow me at Ann Campea on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Snapchat.
I was like, which other one?
Still Snapchat, huh?
Yes, sometimes.
Okay. I mean, now with Insta stories.
I know, and
which
Facebook
is already
has
hard
something
enough.
too.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, and then you can follow me at KAORIOUS. That's Kaorius, and don't forget to press that thumbs up button, and also subscribe, and then tell a friend a day about this channel. Keep us growing, and also comment below. Let us know what you thought of The Crown, and be nice. You will get deleted if not. Delete. Catch you later.
Bye.